Howdy, and welcome to Module 9. And I know it looks like I'm about to tell you a scary story because I'm in the unforgiving light of my dining room, but I'm not. Sorry to post so late today, but I went to the Eric Carle Museum. It was amazing. All right. So this week we're looking at teaching teachers. Professional development is a great way to ingratiate ourselves with administration, to let the staff in our buildings and in our district know that we know what we're talking about and we have valuable information that they can use. So since you are all now technology experts, I would like you to choose a technology theme and do a PD. So you can look at some of the tools that we've looked at. You can look at organizational tools. You can look at ways for them to jazz up their classroom. This doesn't have to be related to specific content, but if you want to do something for history teachers, go with your strength. Whatever you feel like you really have to offer, make that what you offer. Someone had looked ahead and already perused this, and I did say at one point, for the purposes of not making you crazy with one of my vague assignments, I will give you some ideas. But and they asked for, well, I don't have the email, but I just want to let you know, like, how long does it have to be? It has to be as long as it takes to teach somebody something. So some of the formats for PD, and actually, if you look at the articles first, Helen Blowers did years ago an article called 23 Things, or a PD rather, called 23 Things. It was fully online, and it was 23 tools, and she had the idea that if people work with stuff, then that's how they're going to learn about it, by playing with it. So as you can tell, I was very influenced by Helen Blowers in this class. Michelle Boole, and I forgot her comma, also talks about it in Sharon Coatney's book, The Many Faces of School Library Leadership. In the introduction, she talks about doing professional development. There's staff development, teacher librarians as learning leaders. That's the section from the Boole book that was by Janet Gilmore C. Then we've got a practice-centered approach to professional development, teacher librarian collaboration and capstone projects. That's a newer one, and it might be a little out there. If you're already familiar with professional development, you might want to go there. That one might be kind of a reach. Putting on the professional development hat is a great overview. And then Welcome to Your Post-Coronavirus School Library from Teacher Librarian, I believe, mentions PD, or I've got it in the wrong week. One of those two things is true. So look at the articles first if you're not familiar with how to promote professional development. And what I will say is that there are a lot of different ways to do it. So if you're of the Michelle Blowers school, maybe you make it fully online. They can work at their own pace. Maybe you are more comfortable in a face-to-face environment. Then you can write a script that you could deliver to a staff meeting. You could do a PowerPoint that puts together the ideas. I believe I also said you can do an interpretive dance, but I do not believe that is one. But if you do, boy, I will watch the hell out of it. So if you're not in schools, professional development, teachers love it if it's good. They don't love it if it's not. But what's nice about us doing it is that we're from their community. We understand what their needs are, so that makes it easier. It can be something as simple as a half an hour after school, a drop-in thing, or it can be as elaborate as, a series of different modules that they can do. Kind of like this. So, honestly, work at your comfort level. If you are not in a school and you really don't understand professional development, then read the articles and just go in and pick your favorite tool and brainstorm how you would teach it to teachers. It can be that simple. If you are really into content and you want to be very specific and you want to show, history teachers how to use timeline and something else, then go ahead and do that. So, you know me. You've seen the feedback. I want you to do what's going to be the most useful to you. It's not about getting a grade or ticking a certain number of boxes. It's about, your learning. So with that being said, and there's been a little confusion because sometimes I do write in the content something specific for the blog. Like I had you make that piece of media for week 4. So for this week, I do want you to do an article review, not a full-length article review. Like, honestly, it could be a paragraph. I want it to be your blog post. You can add other stuff to your blog if you want, but in your blog post, I want you to have read one of the articles and just tell me why you chose that one. What's the main thrust of the article? Do you agree with the main idea? What did you take away with it? I mean, it can be a paragraph, but that way, because not everybody has time to read all of the articles, obviously, because it is a big project week. But that way, put that in your blog and also post it in the discussion. And that way, everybody has just a little overview of each article so that they can cover the ones that they didn't read. All right. I also have some housekeeping stuff in 2 weeks. So next week is Choose Your Own Adventure, and hopefully I've already seen a bunch of you sign up for MSLA, so that's great. If you don't want to do MSLA or the post, what we learned from the coronavirus in school libraries, and you want to do something else, you have something in mind, just let me know this week so that we can talk it over. And you're going to need for weeks 10, 11, and 12, you're going to need a copy of Catalog It by Allison Kaplan. So make sure you get one of those. And then the other thing is I have a form for week 13. You're going to be partnering up when we look at online public access catalogs. So I have a form, and what my ideal format is that there will be everyone who's currently working in a library, who's not currently working in a library, will be paired with someone who is. So that way, it just makes it easier because you're going to look at, spoiler, you're going to look at an OPAC that I'd like you to be able to use in person, or at least discuss it with a librarian who uses it every day. And then you're going to look at a secondary one that you're just going to research as if you were starting from scratch, researching online. So if you're not in a library, and if you're in a classroom, it can kind of go either way. If you have a good relationship with your school librarian and they don't mind you tagging along with the partner to look at the catalog, that's fine. So there's a form, and you can pair up. Somebody had said, can we partner with someone who's in the other section? And absolutely. I forget that you guys, some of you might be kind of a cohort at this point. So I put the names of everybody who's in both sections. And if you don't care, you don't have to put anybody. And if someone is your sworn enemy, then you can, I have a space to say if there's someone who you prefer not to work with if you've had a bad experience with them. But I don't know. You guys don't really seem like the bad experience kind of people, but you never know. So I did put that there if there's someone that you prefer not to work with. All right, so fill that out. Get the book for weeks 11 and 12. I am just going to give you a little caveat, which is I have printed out all of your gaming and social media papers, and my Lord, it's a lot of papers. So my usually very timely feedback is going to be, it's going to take a little bit longer. I'm hoping weeks 10 and 11 is a very, very easy lift for me because it's really just the discussion in the blog. And so I'm planning to catch up at that point. So, but if you need, if you feel like you need feedback immediately, let me know. But otherwise, it'll be coming. It's just not going to be today. All right. I believe that is everything that I have. If you have any questions, of course, you can email me in Canvas, or you can go to the help. Somebody used the help folder or the help discussion last week. That was great. And sort of crowdsource your problem, but I'll pop in there and see if there's anything I need to address. All right. Have a great week, and I will see you in the discussion boards. Bye.